Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I know what you've been waiting for. You've waited all week long for multiple days off, and it is happening. That's right, an actual finals game in Madison Square Garden, and everything is going off without a hitch, completely. Welcome, it's Monday. Yes, we are drinking. Welcome to the Regulars. I'm Cody Decker.
I'm Tanya Ray Fox. Cheers. We even have the game on right now. We're tracking it while we know, because these games keep happening during our goddamn podcast.
Pretty empty arena, notice right now.
Yeah, it seems like it's taking a while to get everybody in there. I don't know why that could be. Why could that possibly be happening?
I don't know. I think it's just because the city of New York City is so abuzz right now. They're really fired up.
They're abuzz. They're abuzz and fired up about something, Cody, and we're gonna get into it, obviously. Yeah, this is turning.
By the way, this might be the day you yell at me.
Oh, I am.
You're going to be so angry about certain things that I'm
mood.
not as angry about, I think are borderline comical because this is the reality we're currently living in.
Yeah, I'm in no mood.
And you are not having it. So this is going to be the day where you hit me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, domestic violence doesn't count if the person hitting you is smaller. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, well, I'm about to get my ass kicked by this woman for the next couple hours because, what can I say? Headline number one, Tanya.
I mean, NBA Finals Game 3 is about to it's about to happen.
And that's all.
And that's it. No. But so here's the thing. Here's what we should be talking about, Cody. What we should be talking about is that New York has become the third team in finals history to win the first two games away from home.
Amazing.
The first two teams that did this were both defending champions. The 1993 Chicago Bulls,
Very cool,
who won their two first games in Phoenix, and the 1995 Houston Rockets, who won in Orlando, both of whom went on to win those finals, okay? Now, the Knicks have won 13 consecutive playoff games, which is the second longest streak in NBA postseason history behind the Spurs. They've won 8 road playoff games, tying the NBA record for the largest road winning streak in a single postseason.
Very cool.
Set by the Lakers in 2001, okay?
Let's go.
Now, we should be really breaking down basketball today, and
I mean,
we could.
There's so much to break down. You know,
We could.
The ending of that game, the incredible comeback, the fact that I had a tweet ready to go, and this is true, a tweet ready to go, fired up for if the Spurs won, because boy, oh boy, the Knicks fans that were tap dancing on the Spurs grave in the third quarter was quite entertaining.
Yeah, well, we finally got a Spurs comeback.
And then the
time.
Spurs showed up and actually, but then of course I didn't fire it off because, waiting for it.
You mustn't.
There's a part of my brain
That's
going
rookie
like,
move to
no,
yeah.
I'm sitting there going
Yeah.
like, well, I do, because there was a part of me thought, I still think the Knicks might still get this even as they took the lead. And of course the Spurs youth kind of came and bit them on the ass at the end. But hey, listen, let's see if they make the adjustment tonight. There is so much to break down. There is Wemby's first half where he only had 7 points, and then the second half where he gets 22 points. We can have
then that final play was not the play.
Final play wasn't it. I thought and D Fish actually was telling me all this. He's like, he thought they should have attacked the rim far more in that play. No question about it. But listen, it was an amazing game, and I don't even have a dog in the race yet. I sat there with heart palpitations. This is a series that's 0-2 right now, right? It doesn't feel
it's been exceptional games. They've been close. They've been competitive. They've been fun to watch.
And it's great. And I like and here's the other thing. This is a really rare thing. I really, really, really like everyone on the court.
Yes.
On both teams. This is a very, very rare thing. Now, I make fun of Knicks fans. Yeah, they ruin fucking everything. And they're ruining this, too. But I can't stress
You're blaming
enough.
Knicks fans for what's happening today?
No. Today I feel for Knicks fans.
Okay.
Enjoy this show. I feel bad for
I was
some
like,
of
I
you
feel
guys
like
today.
maybe this is
Because,
one thing that's not their fault.
This one's not on you.
Yeah. we should probably actually just talk about it, because I know you have your take, I have mine.
I don't really have a take.
Well, you do. Your take is actually a fucking take compared to mine.
Okay.
So don't undersell it. The shit you're about to fucking say is way more interesting.
If you think so.
We've seen, Donald Trump has decided that he needs to be at Madison Square Garden for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. I would like to make it quite clear to people, if they don't already know this, there's never been a sitting president to go to an NBA Finals game.
I want to make that abundantly clear and make sure you specify that there's never been a sitting president.
I did just
specify. I know. No, I'm reiterating it for you to help as an echo to your point. I wasn't mansplaining your point. In fact, I was echoing your woman-splaining. Thus, everyone is properly woman and mansplained going forward.
Do you need to they-splain it for anybody, or you think they've already got
it? And they.
Okay.
Catching everybody.
So sitting presidents don't go because of this. This is the reason sitting presidents don't go to fucking NBA Finals games.
Yeah, that's the problem.
There's that. There's
hilarious.
also the case that this president, and I'll go ahead and say it, imminently. How am I going to say this without getting like flagged? I don't think he's not popular.
He is not. How about this?
so-
Based on polling numbers, he is arguably the least popular president in the history of, well, since polling became a thing.
Right. So
that's
I would
good.
imagine that part of the extra security is that they're not positive a lot of people want him there or on this plane of
Well,
existence.
it's funny you say that. Well, here's the thing. This is what I want to specify. I think you should also explain exactly what the extra security measures are, because
Yes.
that's the thing about this that is amazing. It's the security measures that I find so funny.
Okay.
Continue.
So there's a full on bag. You can't bring bags in.
No
right?
bags at all. Not even clear bags. No
There-
bags whatsoever. Strict no bag policy.
There is a security wall around the perimeter of the arena. Multiple photos and videos. If you've seen it, if you've been out on the internet at all, you've seen just how insane it's been. The lines getting in. They have media has been being screened so intensely that they've been waiting in hours to get in. For the first time, really ever, Knicks media members who are credentialed typically for pregame locker room were not able to access the players ahead of Game 3.
Which I believe they have already come out and said, this has never happened before.
Never happened.
This is unprecedented.
Unprecedented. And in general, it's just been a nightmare for both media and players to even get into the building, let alone the fans. The fans, again, there's nowhere for them to put belongings. There's no lockers, anything like that. So people are literally going in with like credit cards in their pocket type stuff, and waiting hours and hours to do so. The increased police presence is insane. So for comparison, when I was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, it was maybe, what was it, a month after that insanity during the college football playoff when there was someone who drove down Bourbon Street and like killed people. Do you remember this?
Yes, I very much remember
Yeah.
this because it happened just a few weeks before we showed up for Radio Row.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you were
And
there as well.
There's a whole memorial there.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you were down in New Orleans as well at that time. Okay. So do you remember how crazy it was with the increased security at the time?
Yes.
They
There
had
was a lot of cops around.
They had not even just cops. There was military, right?
Yes.
There was military presence. They had barricaded everything, and people who'd been to New Orleans for the Super Bowl before, I had not, told me it was totally insane, right? But it was very orderly. It was very like chill. If
For the
anything,
most part, yeah.
honestly, I've never seen so many uniformed people with that many guns where I did not feel unsafe. Like they were fine. They were generally quite friendly and quite like, we understand the situation here. We're here for increased. They were handling any sort of unhoused people and things like that like really well. You're not seeing that from the NYPD right now. They've already shown like just how chaotic and disorganized it is. So De'Aaron Fox has already said that they had to face insane screening going in. He said it makes it inconvenient for everybody else. And they have canceled the street watch party, the one that thousands of people go
That's
to who
actually
can't go
officially
into the
the
game.
funniest thing about this entire thing.
So the watch party is not happening. For the first time in 27 years, the NBA Finals have come to Madison Square Garden. For the first time in 27 years, these goddamn fans have been waiting for this for an entire lifetime for a lot of these people. And they aren't, if you don't have a ticket, you're not able to watch near the Garden. You're not able to be a part of a celebration if they win, all that.
Yes.
All for this deeply unpopular president who his entire city hates him to sit there and be booed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm of the opinion that Donald Trump knows he's getting booed. Or at the very least, he knows nothing at all. I don't think he's thinking he's going to be cheered. If he's alive and like conscious, which I'm not always sure he is, I think more than anything, he just sees this as an opportunity to grab the spotlight. He doesn't actually care about being cheered or booed. Mm-hmm. I would like to hear where you're at with this because your current take is something I think that needs to be corrected, but I'm going to let you go first.
I think this is hilarious.
Okay.
I think this is absolutely absurd, and I think this is entirely brought on by Jimmy Dolan. I
won't disagree with that.
That's the thing. That's why this is so funny to me. This is the most consequential game right now in Knicks history.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your first home game in an NBA Finals game. Mm-hmm. And as you said, since 1999.
Yeah.
And this is what you do. You turn Madison Square Garden into a borderline penitentiary. You make screenings as difficult and make it as difficult for your fans who are paying. By the way, the story yesterday was the amount of money that was being spent for these tickets. And then Trump, of course, goes on TV and says, well, they can go at home and watch it semi-free. What is semi-free? No fucking clue. Hilarious. This is such a comical mess of a clown show. And it's very clear to me that Jimmy Dolan truly hates his fans that he's doing this, because you're canceling the watch party outside of the Garden?
Well,
literally. And by the way, congratulations to Mayor Mondani. You just handed him a pure victory, because now he's hosting a completely free watch party right over there at Bryant Park, which is not far, at least, from
So
there.
he's not going to the game?
No, he's going to a watch
Oh,
party at Bryant Park.
So he's so fucking cool, because originally he was going to the game.
As far as I know, he's
now-
running a watch party at Bryant Park. Now, maybe
But
he's
that-
going to go to the game as well. I don't know. But,
Either way,
But I'm
yeah.
just saying, put them both on the screen and just hear how the differences of the crowd's
That's why I
gonna
kinda
be.
want him there,
It's going to be
because-
hilarious. No, but
yeah.
here's the thing. I just think it's funny because now I don't think any sitting president should be at a game. This is nuts. This is just so nuts.
And may I just say, sitting. You're saying sitting president.
Sitting president. If you're no longer the president, you can go anywhere you want. And I am saying sitting because, yes, Obama went to the finals in 2019, because I know so many people are just going to be jumping and pulling themselves in a pretzel saying, no, a president went, Obama did, Obama. Shut up. He wasn't a president anymore. It's 2019. Just learn that and we could just move on.
Yeah.
A sitting president. Now, that's the thing. Now, like, make it this way. Like, I don't like it when a sitting president flies into Los Angeles,
Yeah.
because Los Angeles becomes an absolute worse hellscape on the freeways than it already was. And that doesn't matter which president. It's just as a fact.
Yeah.
You're going into the middle of Manhattan during the NBA goddamn finals.
Yeah.
Game 3, the most congested city on planet Earth, where there are more Knicks fans in that little spot than there ever have been. Like, this is so funny and such just not having a semblance of the finger on the pulse by your owner of a team. It is, I think it's comical. And it's why
Yeah.
I am rooting for the Spurs.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
I mean, I don't
and
think-
now every player has to answer questions about it. I actually feel bad for every player post-game. Because no matter what, because here's the thing, if the Knicks lose, well, was the atmosphere changed because the president was there? Everything's going to be about the president. Both head coaches have already been asked about the president. To their credit, both basically gave the same answer. Oh, we're just really locked into game 3. We're just really dodging the living fuck out of it. And I don't blame them. I feel bad for both of them. They shouldn't have to fucking deal with this right now. They have to coach game 3 of the fucking NBA finals. But that's not the story. Fucking hilarious.
I'm going to be really clear.
It's so dumb.
I don't feel bad for the players or the coaches in the way that I feel bad for the fans.
I feel bad for the fans. That they just have to
And
deal
so
with this.
it's, I've ceased feeling bad for, certainly I never felt bad for owners, but even coaches and players in the same way that I feel bad for fans. We talk a lot about what the billionaire class does to the fandom and the average person who roots for their team and is the reason that they're billionaires. I don't care if they get asked questions about it.
Yeah.
Do I think that that's like unfortunate? Sure. But like they'll fucking handle it. If anything, you know what? I would actually like to hear from some of you motherfuckers about how you feel about this president. It would actually be really, really refreshing. Now, do I necessarily want some of these black players to have to put themselves on the line before the white players step up to do it? No, I do not. I would
gonna be
actually
tough.
really love that. But at the end of the day, the fans are the ones who are getting fucked the most.
They really are.
And I'll say this. The majority of annoying, the Knicks fans that
The
bother
Knicks fans
you.
that I definitely love making fun of.
Right,
But that being
the-
said, I don't want this to happen to them.
And the majority of the, internet fans, you and I both know this. Internet fans are different than the real life fan experience.
Oh, yeah.
And the real life cultural part of being a fan. I don't like internet Lakers fans. I some of my,
understand this.
but in Los Angeles, if I'm in a community, if I'm in East Los Angeles around a bunch of Lakers fans, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
right?
They're blessed.
If I'm in South Central and there's a bunch of Lakers fans, that's awesome. When you're in the community with people, and so when I think about Knicks fans and when I think about what this means, I think about the people who grew up watching with their grandma, their grandpa. I think about the kids who wore the jerseys when they were little kids
You know what I
playing
think
basketball.
about? Honestly, like even the ones I argue with, like that guy that we were having on our thread who was getting mad at me because he was saying that NBA, New York City is the mecca. We know more ball, we produce more players, and then I hit him with the stats that you don't produce more players. This is what the actual numbers are, and then he got mad that I was citing facts and yada yada yada. But here's the thing: that guy is clearly a diehard Knicks fan and loves this team probably more than most of his family. I feel bad that any of this is kind of interrupted because he's waited his whole life to see this shit.
Yeah, I more than anything, like there's a lot of fans who've never seen anything great from their teams, and they wait there and so. But I mean, I want to say that this specifically about New York right now.
Let's hear it.
Whatever we feel about Knicks fans or whatever else, at this point, New York City has become, especially in the Mamdani era, the exact thing that we always say about New York City, the ultimate diversity mecca of the United States, right? Like this is a place where there is more diversity than just about any city in the world. These are cultures that work side by side, whether like it's, bodegas on the street corner or up in the offices or whatever else, whether you're on Wall Street or in Harlem. And this place represents exactly what it's basically the lie, but the dream of America, right? Like it's the great lie of America that New York City is what the country is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the dream that it exists. And in its current era and in the Mamdani era, and as a reflection of what is anti-Trump, it is the perfect city to be central in this NBA Finals right now. That it is the perfect city to exist as an antidote and a counterpoint to the white nationalist bullshit movement that we have been in this push into white nationalist fascism that we're constantly being subjected to. And so in that vein, the reason that I actually do get a little more serious about what the fans are going through and what the city is going through in this moment is because you and I have talked about this, loving sports and knowing what it does for a community, regardless of like the stupid, you love sports ball people. Actually, sports are, to me, something that bring us together far more often than they divide us. Like we joke and we yuck it up and we yell at each other on the internet. But like at the end of the day, so much community is built around this that like I see this very specific moment as like such a fuck you to that, like a fuck you to like some of the best of American values and some of the best of American culture, and a fuck you to what we build within the community of like sports fans. And so I personally genuinely think that's why Trump is there. I think that I don't think he knows that's why he's there, but the people who are in charge of placing him in places and fucking planking him there so he can, pretend like he knows what's going on.
Stephen Miller
right?
is sitting there saying, "This will troll them."
Yes, this will troll them, and this will show them to have a socialist mayor, to have their bagels Jewish, their mayor Muslim, their Christian Dior, right? Like you saw that clip, right?
Yes, I did.
Nixon 4, fucking sick. Sorry, that was pretty sick.
It's good.
Solid.
It's a good one.
Solid.
I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a good one.
Still not convinced it's not AI, but like regardless, if AI pulled that together, you know what? Props. I'll give it to you. But that's like, I just wanted it on record that like I've been rooting for the Knicks for my own reasons, just because it's just I do relate so much more to New York. I spent a lot of time in New York growing up, and I feel like Boston and New York has a lot more in common than we like to admit. But the thing we don't have in common is that Boston is still to this day so segregated into its racial neighborhoods, its ethnic neighborhoods.
New York is?
And New
Well, at
York
least Manhattan.
I mean, New York does still have its neighborhoods, but there's the blending and the interconnection.
It's
and
also how on top of it is. It's like, it has its neighborhoods. Yeah, you have the rich people in the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
But guess what? 4 blocks down is no longer the Upper East Side. And like the Upper West Side, a lot of money. Guess what that's connected to?
They don't have freeways cutting
Exactly.
through.
No, you walk 4 streets over, and I'm talking 4 short streets, you're in Hell's Kitchen. Like it's on top of each other.
Yeah.
And there is a connective tissue in that city that really I don't think and this is where I loved in New York, man. I loved living in New York. There was that connective tissue. It's so fascinating. You can get on a subway stop for 3 stops and you feel like you're in a different fucking city.
Yeah.
And that is just what I loved about New York. It's honestly one of the most amazing things.
You can
about
feel it, and you can feel it when you're there. I've lived in
Yeah.
Boston. I've lived in Los Angeles. There's a different vibe in New York, and whether you can live there or not, it's a different thing. And so, like, to me, it's like, fuck Trump, fuck James Dolan, fuck these people who keep thinking that their billions and their relationships to power and their proximity to it and their like stomping on the little guy is somehow like ever. I like that's why I can't laugh at it, because it's like it's so much bigger than just this. Like for me, rooting for the Knicks right now is like patriotic. Like that's genuinely how I fucking
Interesting.
feel.
Well, here's the thing. I'm laughing at it because I'm looking at this at a different perspective. I'm not looking at this as something.
No, I know
I'm
you're not
being-
laughing at Knicks fans.
No,
I know
I'm not.
that.
I actually
Yes.
legitimately don't like that they have to wait
Yeah,
in
yeah.
line and do all this shit.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking stupid.
It's
I think
insanity,
I
yeah.
feel like you're punishing your fans, Jimmy Dolan. That's what I feel like you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's just kind of ungodly baffling to me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm laughing at. Not that it's happening to the Knicks fans. It's that their owner is willingly doing it for no other reason
Yeah.
other than, I guess, to own the libs. But here's the thing, like, I'm taking this approach. I'm like, we'll see, because I feel like there is going to be enough backlash to this that things
I hope
swing in a
so.
different direction, and then I will laugh at that, and then there's going to be a swing from that backlash, and then I'm going to say we'll see. It's that old thing about the Zen master, just we'll see.
Yeah.
And the answer is always we'll see. Right now, I think this is funny because I think what's coming after this is going to be fucking funnier.
Well, we know
We'll
Mom
see.
Donnie's going to win the war, right?
And I think that's gonna be funny.
No, and I agree with that. There will be, when there is the humor and when the justice arrives, whenever that may be, and in whatever way it comes, I will savor it and I will enjoy it. But for now, I wanted to kind of explain, like, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people up my ass about rooting for the Knicks.
And by
like,
the way, so many people,
you know,
and I will admit, a lot of people in sports, they're really mad about this. And
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah,
why
yeah.
you're mad. Dude, true. I lean very left. Let's be real clear.
Oh, we're not even politically different. It's
Yeah.
it's just my current mood.
No, and
around
I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not there because I do see this going comically funny.
Well,
very
I
fast.
really hope that. I really do hope
So
that.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to the clips
Yeah.
later today because I'm gonna laugh. Also because I gotta laugh so I don't cry, but I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Well, we did okay. What haven't, we're good.
We're good. Listen, the only thing I didn't understand was people in the sports media just going ape shit. Like, okay, I agree, but this is happening. So one, we all just got to deal with it, and then I'm just waiting to see all the comical shit around it.
Well, and I hope if you're going to be really worked up about this as sports media, then what else do you have to say? What exactly is working you up? Tell
Yeah.
us exactly why.
I would
Let's
like to
not
know
beat
that.
around the fucking bush.
Yeah.
I'm down for you to be worked up about it, but over here, I'm worked up about everything all the time, and I'm telling you why.
Yeah.
So tell me exactly what it is. Get on fucking television, on your radio station or whatever else, and say the fucking thing.
By
You know?
all means, I just explain why you're upset. Other than you hate him, listen, if you that I get.
Right.
But like, outside of that, I'm just upset for Knicks fans that they're honestly having so much of this is so unaffordable, and they're just having things that are affordable taken away from them. It's just so dumb. I don't get it. It's
And
just
oh my
why
God.
would you do this?
Before the show, like both you and Annie were like, they shouldn't allow sitting presidents to at a game, and I'm like,
I
they
know.
fucking don't. Like this is why. Like this is the first time it's happened, because normally even the worst presidents, even our war criminal presidents, aren't wasting their fucking time ruining a whole NBA Finals game.
This is a side note. I heard this from somebody. I forgot who one. God, it was an analyst of some kind. I don't think he wasn't a sports analyst. He worked for the government. And he told me that there is a physical number of dollars, and it's a dollar figure that people hit where their mind turns to mush after that. And that number, and he said, was oddly $300 million.
Okay.
When a person travels past $300 million
actually think-
of wealth, they lose all perspective.
You know who I watched that
reality.
happen to in real time?
Who's that?
Tom Brady.
I can see
watched
that.
it happen.
I could absolutely see that.
I
Yeah.
watched him go from being like a regular person who was just very famous and like
Mm-hmm.
a little out of touch because he was famous, to being like a cyborg and maybe like AI. I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, and I watched it happen like very quickly.
So they said like it somehow turns you into just that number means you no longer have to deal with reality. You have so much money that reality just doesn't exist
Like
to you anymore.
nothing about your day-to-day life resembles like moving through the world in a normal way anymore. Yeah.
And I find that fascinating because There's a few athletes who have over $300 million.
Oh, there's a few. There's increasingly more every day.
Well, yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's a very short list, but it's.
Well, I mean, it's probably like there's maybe 15 of them in the NBA.
Yeah.
Or all time that's
Yeah.
made that much money. So, yeah. All right. Well, we did it. We made it through that without any domestic violence on the show.
Thank you for not hitting me.
You got it. We
Because
did.
listen, I'm not against what you're saying. I'm not angry about it because I think it'll be funny.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, this one I know we agree on.
Yes.
Because there's I don't know. Viewers can tell us if they disagree with us on this. I would be actually really intrigued to hear if anybody is on the side of the law here.
This one I don't understand anyone who wouldn't be.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying ahead of time, viewers, if for whatever reason you don't agree with us, I'd love to hear.
By the way, check your pulses ahead of time because you're about to hear something said out loud. Both Tanya and I are on the side of the NCAA. I know that is something I just said out loud, and I hope I never say it again.
It's deeply uncomfortable for the both of us.
But this is a place I don't like, and I'm gonna live here for the time being.
Yes. So Brendan Sorsby is eligible to play in 2026 after he won an injunction against the NCAA. Now, in case you are not familiar with the situation, a judge of the 99th District Court of Lubbock County granted the Texas Tech quarterback a temporary injunction he was seeking in his legal battles against the NCAA, making him eligible to compete for the Red Raiders in this upcoming college football season. Though Sorsby came out with the win, he could see some more legal hurdles because according to Yahoo Sports, the NCAA is planning on filing an appeal of the decision. Sorsby had stepped away from the program in late April to enter a residential treatment program for his gambling addiction that dated back to his true freshman season in 2022. He completed that 35-day inpatient rehab program, and this was all in relation to the fact that it was reported on April 27th that he had placed thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via gambling app, including ones involving Indiana games during his true freshman season as a Hoosier in 2022. It was later learned that he placed wagers on professional sports such as MLB, UFC, tennis, blah, blah, blah. He's placed over $90,000 worth of bets over 4 years and through accounts that were either registered under his name or the names of family members. The NCAA prohibits student athletes and athletics department staff members from betting on collegiate athletics and professional sports. And oh, by the way, there's massive legal stuff here beyond NCAA stuff. There were illegal things happening here as well.
Yes.
This is not being received well by the college football brass. They are fucking pissed, including the NCAA. We've had some serious conversations about it, which is from the AD of Kansas State. There's a lot to be discussed. We aren't scheduled to play them this year, but it's something we've looked at from a college football perspective. This is greater than the Big 12. Somebody at Georgia said the same thing, the AD at Georgia. So they are starting to talk about not playing Texas Tech. Like, this is starting to become a thing where they're like, do we take these people off? Like, this has to be a line. This is a line in every single other league in the country. You do not let people bet on sports or bet on anything that's barred from the actual organization, or certainly at the very least, not their own team. This, on top of it, I'm going to give you the final piece for you to react to. The judge decided that they were going to institute their own suspension of Sorsby. So Sorsby's going to serve a 2-game suspension served by the judge. The NCAA is like, yeah, no, that's not how this fucking works. We decide the suspension. What are you talking about?
I'd like to see that judge's gambling history.
He's like, you know what? I think a 2-game suspension is good.
This is the most, I will say, of this insane story,
right?
The most insane part of it is that the judge decree a 2-game suspension.
Bro,
You're
put
a
him in jail
fucking
or
judge in a criminal case. What are you talking about?
It was a fucking injunction. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, just give him a 2-game suspension that served. Yeah. Like, you get to look at the schedule and be like that. Like,
judges are affecting college athletic. Like, it's just not a thing. Like,
it's nuts, dude.
It's like getting an injunction from a judge about the ending of Candyland. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
It's insane. So, like, even in the Tom Brady situation, for like perspective, when Tom Brady, when he lost his appeal in court, right? He ended up actually getting to take it to court outside of arbitration. They found him to be responsible for essentially not cooperating with the investigation. Mm-hmm. And then the NFL said, great, you're responsible for that. It's 4 games. The judge didn't give him a 4-game suspension.
I got nothing. Listen, this isn't. I think it's funny that it's on our rundown. What are our takes? The kid needs to be suspended for life. I am all for second chances. His second chance is that he's not going to prison.
Yeah.
The end. That's
Absolutely.
his second chance.
His second chance is that he's not going to prison. He got his rehab. Great.
That's your second
Get
chance.
your life together.
Get your life
Absolutely.
together. You are not playing college football. You're not playing professional football. That has sailed away.
Yep.
You have fucked that up forever.
Yep.
You're going to have to live with that. But congratulations. You
And
got
by
a
the way-
second chance.
by the way-
you are not behind bars.
Go be a scout. Start on a low-level scouts team. Learn how you can be in the world
Work
of
your
football.
way back somehow.
You can be in the world of football. You can work your way in. Maybe you're a coach someday. Maybe you're a scout. Maybe you're a GM in the future. But you will not be playing college
It is
football
over.
or professional football.
It is
like
very
that's
much
not,
over.
So it takes so much. It takes an absolutely egregious decision for me to side with the NCAA on literally anything. We made that very clear. I can't remember the last time I was like, well, the NCAA has a point.
I truly can't believe this.
They're by the
I think
way-
this is the first time I've ever actually
agree.
agreed with the NCAA on something.
I agree. This is, and by the way, the NCAA is fucking around with a bunch of other shit right now in the college football world and
Oh,
college
make no
sports in
mistake.
general.
They're
That is pissing me off. I've laid off. Like we haven't talked about it because it's so complicated. But this is pretty cut and dry. Like this is a guy who was illegally betting against every single rule that is in place in college sports.
Yes.
And got caught.
Yes.
And like this is very much. It's very much giving. Oh, give the young white guy a
No.
chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's given
let's
that,
not
but the
ruin
answer is no.
Let's not ruin his life.
He
over
ruined
that.
his life.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It gives a lot of that. And listen, I don't know what to say other than it's over. No one's letting you back in. You're not in prison. Be happy.
Yeah.
The end.
Imagine getting yourself, by the way, just think about this, right? You were a college athlete.
Yes.
So like you are only on a roster because you filed an injunction. So what happens now, Cody? Does he have to start? Like how far does he take this?
I don't know. What did the judge say?
Right? Like, is there a
Did
ruling?
the judge set up the lineup? Is he picking the starting roster?
That's what I'm saying is like, how far does this go? If they keep him on the roster, but he's the 4th string quarterback, is that enough?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's just
you
this is so
filed a thing that he
nonsense.
can be reinstated, so I guess he can keep his scholarship or something. But like, you're not playing football. Are you fucking crazy? You're out of your mind. You're not playing football.
These people are nuts.
So then he goes back to the judge and he says, "They're not letting me start. They're not letting me start the game."
I served my suspension of 2 games, like you said. I'm not playing football.
Like, come on.
Yeah,
It's just.
we know you're not playing football, but
It really is fucking wild. It's really like they went to the more lenient parent and the other one's like, bro, no, we told him no.
it's so baffling. I can't believe it's real. All
Yeah.
right. What's our next headline?
Next headline, this is for you specifically. Mostly this is me being like, I actually want to ask Cody about this. That's really what this is.
Ask away.
So the Detroit Tigers, one of the American League's worst teams,
Rough year.
the word on the street, the
Yes.
thought behind some of the baseball writers is that they will have no choice but to trade Tarek Skubal.
They have a choice, but
Right.
they should absolutely trade Tarek Skubal.
So I wanted to, this is kind of one of those things where it's like, we've talked a lot about how teams build their rosters, how they use their money, how they bring up their prospects,
Yes.
and why it can be very frustrating that people are so critical of the Dodgers being so good at they spend all this money, they get all these stars, but how are they able to do that? And you've talked a lot about the fact that like this is not actually a system that is exclusive to the Dodgers because of money. There's a
Not
lot
even
of
a
other
little.
things at play.
Well, for instance, if like right out the gate,
Yeah.
if the Dodgers were to right now acquire Tarek Skubal,
Mm-hmm.
it is not because the Dodgers have more money than anybody. Plain and simple.
no, it's because they have prospects.
It's because they have prospects,
Yeah.
of which other teams have
which
prospects
they
too.
always have prospects.
But the Dodgers seemingly always have incredible prospects.
It's sort of a fuck them prospect situations, like the fuck them pick
a
situations.
little
but
bit.
yeah,
A little
Les
bit.
Snead and
and
so-
by the way, those prospects, if they don't trade them, they go into the big leagues and they have like, I don't know, like an 8-win record like Robleski has right now, who was not supposed to start on this team this year, but is because they currently have Glass now on the IL, Snell on the IL. So you have 2 open roster spots. Robleski's in there with like a 2 ERA.
So, like, my whole thing when I saw this was, and clearly you don't agree, and I want to know why. If you're the Tigers,
Yes.
it's pretty clear that if you like, they've had some moments that they should have broken through and that they should have like kind of like made
they've
what
blown
they're
it.
doing work, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying it's like too late to go out and spend the money that they need to spend in 2027 to build a roster around Skubal?
Well, they'd have to sign back Skubal first.
Right. So why not? I guess my question for you, and I'm in good faith, I genuinely
No,
don't.
I'll answer this
like,
in very much good
what
faith.
if your whole thing is, hey, as a league, we can't just keep trading our best players to the Dodgers or the Yankees. Why not
wanna get
spend
better.
the Tigers have decent ownership, do they not?
They don't have a massive history of signing guys and spending a lot of money, but they've increased their payroll over the last couple of years. That being
why
said,
not
they don't
pay
allocate their numbers
Skubal
well.
and get some dudes around him rather than trade him for prospects yet again? How many times do you go through this cycle, I guess,
Well,
is
this
what I'm
one, this
saying.
particular one, I feel like no matter what, you need to trade him. No matter what,
Okay.
even if you intend to sign him back, think of some.
Well, he's not coming back if he's gone.
No. Here's the thing: there is precedent of this. I'm going to use Aroldis Chapman as an example. The
Well,
Yankees traded Aroldis Chapman to the Cubs.
That's not a great example, though.
Well, it is in the fact that they trade not because he's a good guy. No, but they did trade him to the Cubs where he won a World Series with the Cubs, and then they immediately re-signed him in that next offseason.
But what I'm saying is, they traded him to the Cubs, and then he went back to the New York Yankees.
True, but that's because the Yankees paid him.
People don't just go back to the Detroit
Listen,
Tigers.
money is nice, and if you pay the guy, maybe. But here's the thing: are you going to outspend the Giants?
Yeah,
Are
you
gonna
can't.
outspend
You don't
the-
do that. You keep him here. You get a better deal if you sign him and you don't let him go away.
I think that's a possibility if Tarek Skubal tells you that, but I don't think Tarek Skubal is telling anybody that.
Well, no one ever tells anybody that.
I don't think Tarek Skubal wants to be in Detroit anymore.
Well, nor would I if I was in this situation. That's my point. Is like right now. So this is the thing that I hate about these. Especially this happens in baseball a lot. Well, he doesn't want to be here, and he's going to ask for. You're still going to get a better offer him the fucking money now.
Oh, no, they absolutely should.
You gotta offer
They should
the
have
money
offered it
now.
him 2 years ago.
Right. So even knowing that, right? Like this happened with the Mookie Betts thing too, where it's like, well, all of a sudden the price is going up. It's going up, bro. You should have fucking signed him already. And now you have to trade him. There was no way to get the value for Mookie Betts. There was no way to. You can't trade someone of that caliber and get. It will never happen. There are certain players, and I'm not saying Skubal is this, but like there are certain. If you're going to trade an MVP in his physical prime, nothing you get back will be worth it. Nothing you will get back will be what you could have had by just having fucking Mookie Betts.
You say that, but then the Angels turned down quite a trade from the Tampa Bay Rays to offload Shohei Ohtani to them, and they didn't take it. Every piece of that trade is currently in the big leagues right now with the Rays, and they are in first place in the East. And one of them's Caminero.
But what you're talking about is, again, you're making my point. That's a very poorly run organization that's gotten really lucky with two superstars. Otherwise, we wouldn't have talked about the Angels in a long fucking time. If it weren't for Mike Trout and Shohei, they would be useless to us.
I completely
right?
agree.
So I'm not talking like that to me. What you're saying is like this is. What they could have done was build a team around Shohei. It's what they should have done. Shohei was happy to stay in Anaheim, by the way.
So I think I'm actually having trouble understanding your point. Because hear me out on this. I think them not trading Shohei Ohtani was the single worst move in Anaheim Angel history, if not baseball history.
I think what you're confusing though is you're confusing them not trading him because like they didn't trade him and then they let him go. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Like they
they
trade
didn't let him go. They just didn't sign him back because they weren't going to.
They let him go. They let him go to free agency and then he left.
Yeah, and they got nothing out of it.
Right.
I don't want that to happen for the Tigers.
That was never going to happen with like that's not my point. Is they clearly had no interest in like in their minds at some point. They also didn't they undergo ownership changes in this?
Who are you referring to?
The Angels.
No, that was all Artie Moreno.
They haven't undergone ownership change since then?
Artie Moreno's owned this team since
GM?
what, 2010? They've had a few GMs, but Artie's the one that makes all the final decisions.
He is one of the worst owners, by the way.
Angels, you have to understand, the Angels are a very unique case because they actually have a very good GM in Perry Manassi, and it doesn't matter. They don't have...
Well, they have bad ownership. He is a bad owner.
The ownership's terrible, so the entire organization is barren right now.
But this
They have
is my
horrible
point. Is
development.
like what essentially you're saying is if the like what if they hadn't traded Mookie Betts and they got nothing for him and he just left? He didn't want to leave. He
No.
wanted literally $20 million more than they were offering.
But that's a specific example where I agree with you. The Red Sox never should have let Mookie Betts out the door. They just didn't want to pay him, so they traded him and tried to get prospects and guys back for it, and none of it worked out.
And so my original point stands. There are certain players you're not going to get the return back for. By the way, nothing would have been worth Shohei Ohtani. Nothing. No package that they would have gotten would have been as good as having Shohei Ohtani. No package.
That's where I firmly disagree.
Listen, hold on. No package would have been worth. Now, what you're saying is you're looking down the line after that, they let Shohei go anyway. That's not what I'm saying. In that moment, nothing on your team is better than Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I agree.
They let him go because that owner is out of his fucking mind. That's not the same thing as what I'm saying here. Like, if I'm going to assume that the Detroit Tigers are in good faith running this organization, you need to decide what Skubal's actually worth and whether or not you actually can get anything back for him that's worth having him on your team.
I think you're playing with serious fire because now you have to make the determination because it's clear he's going to hit free agency, and now it's going to be on his determination. What if I'm Tarek Skubal? I'm not negotiating right now.
Right. Well, that's why
it
depends on where he's at with the organization, right? Like, is he if he is like, I want to stay here,
well,
but I want this money.
No, he'll hit free agency. He'll probably get an offer from the Tigers, I'm assuming, if he remains a Tiger this year. But this team is not going to be making a playoff run this season. No. It's not happening. Skubal still, last I checked, he just made his a very nice rehab assignment. Mm-hmm. He's about to make his way back. It'll be a nice showcase. The Tigers flat out need to trade him. Need to. This is not a question of should. Need to trade him and get as much humanly possible. And if I'm the Tigers, I don't trade him to the very last moment until I milk everything out of everybody.
What's the likelihood that matters for the Tigers?
Decently. Pretty good.
When was the last time that you really thought the Tigers could win a World Series?
Tigers last went to the World Series in, let's see, they were in 05 and again in 13?
So, yeah.
Or 12?
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
2000, against the Giants?
Prince Fielder. Yeah, they lost against Giants.
So that would have been 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
But yes, because the next year was the Red Sox.
Next year was the Red Sox, and then the Giants were back again in 14, and they were back again in 16.
And in between that was the Royals. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at me.
Look at you go. Look at you go.
Yes. Nailed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I think it was, 10, 12, and 15, and 14.
It was a weird,
it was every other year. They won 3 of 5.
They didn't ever have a back-to-back?
No, they went 3 of 5.
Nice.
And they did a great job. No, but they have to trade him. Okay. They're just like, even if they wanted to make an offer to him in free agency, they got to trade him. They got to get some guys for this. And frankly, there are a couple of teams that have a very good track record of trading with.
I just at some point, I just wonder, like, it's like, what's the point of having fucking stars on your team if you can never keep them?
Well, that's the thing. You can keep him, but are they going to make him a very substantial offer of $250 million plus?
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, no, I agree with that. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the conversation you've been having? I fucking agree with making him the offer of the highest bid. They're not fucking gonna.
Do it right now.
They're not going to. It's not gonna happen.
That's to your point. That's the problem. That's why the Dodgers are the Dodgers and all these fucking teams are every other fucking team, because they don't do shit like that. Pay the right dudes, bring up the right dudes.
The Dodgers do. Here's the thing that people just won't fucking admit about the Dodgers, and this is what drives. The Dodgers do fucking everything right. The Dodgers aren't the best team because they spend money. They do, in fact. But here's the thing. This season, right now, the Dodgers have $170 million on the injured list. They have 2 of their starters that are on the injured list. Right now, the guys that are carrying their team offensively, let's take Shohei out of it, obviously, because Shohei's doing, but if you really want to get into it, Shohei's only making $2 million this particular season. That being said, Shohei is obviously doing what Shohei does, and it's insane. But Andy Pages is making major league minimum. He's leading the team in home runs and RBIs. He's leading Major League Baseball in RBIs. Miguel Rojas has 8 home runs. He's not making a huge-ass contract. That's not a thing. Dalton Rushing just got called up this year, and he's been killing it. He's got 9 home runs right now. It's the bargain bin players that are carrying the Dodgers to 42 wins right now.
Which, by the way, happens in every league. In every league, well-run teams end up it's never about how many stars you have. It's the stars, but it never matters that you have stars unless those guys who have been called up, the young players, the journeymen, the bench players, the second string players.
Let's go through. You ready to go through the list? Max Muncy's on the IL, $10 million. You got Blake Snell on the IL, $30 million. You got starts to $36 million. You got Blake Trinan on the IL, $12 million. You got Tyler Glass now on the IL.
When did Blake Trinan go on the IL? Yesterday?
Just the other day.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Who else?
That couldn't have happened before Pride Night.
And then what else? Like who else? It's just like the whole team's an injury ward right now. Mookie Betts is not injured, but he's hitting 150.
First of all, never talk about Mookie's batting average unless it is over 280.
I love Mookie,
I don't want to know
but
what
he's
it is.
having a rough
No,
go.
you do not tell me that.
He's having a rough season.
No, we don't say that out loud.
Kyle Tucker's making $60 million. He's hitting 230. Like all the money for the Dodgers isn't doing shit. It's all their fucking homegrown guys, and of course Shohei Ohtani.
And of course, just a guy named Shohei.
Oh, and by the way, Roki Sasaki, he's like been lights out for his last 4 starts. He's making like $700,000 this year.
Oh, but is he the one that they brought in on another huge contract?
No. What they brought him in, they gave him like a $6.5 million signing bonus.
Who's the other Japanese player they have?
Yamamoto.
Okay.
And Yamamoto's $300 million. He's pitching his lights out as well.
Right.
But like that's Yamamoto. So yeah, Shohei and Yamamoto, high price guys, doing what they do.
Right.
Everyone else that's high price isn't really doing much.
Listen, every single World Series I've ever been invested
Edwin
in,
Diaz is on the
every
IL.
single one. Whether it was I got really invested in the Kansas City Royals win, I got really invested in obviously every single Red Sox one. There have been over the years, there's certain teams that I've really gotten invested in. Every single one, the MVP of that goddamn World Series is some dude who's been playing for 12 years, has played for 7 teams, some random motherfucker that like it's very rarely the Shohei Otanis. That's like it's actually always a guy who steps the fuck up. That you didn't. The Red Sox don't have their first World Series without Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts was not a superstar.
Dave Roberts stole one bag.
One bag.
In fact, he was a starting center fielder, got traded for the Dodgers, got traded to the Red Sox to not even have a starting job.
They needed one thing.
They traded for a borderline all-star center fielder to not play him, to only steal one base. And it's the most legendary base that's ever been stolen.
And they were like, we know what we're doing. And so I agree with that. And I'm glad that I talked to you about it because I find team management in baseball with no salary cap to be infuriating.
Oh no, it's very frustrating because listen, we know what this has always been about.
Yeah.
Period. Stop. It's what it's always been about. And by the way, Chance is asking, is this about the CBA? Not exactly, but yeah, it is related. It's always about
we're talking about how the Tigers. Everyone's saying the Tigers need to trade Skubal, and Cody agrees they need to.
They have to.
And my question just continues to be like, why don't these teams figure out a way to?
No, they should make him the highest.
I cannot watch
offer.
another team's star player land on one of 5 teams yet again. Because I can tell you which 5 teams Skubal will go to. There's 5 teams. 5, maybe 4.
And honestly, by the way, if I'm there is a team that I think should be throwing every prospect they have at the Tigers, and it's not the Dodgers. I don't think the Dodgers should be going after Tarek Skubal.
No, they don't need
But
him.
they might need to. You know why? Because the Padres are going to go after him, and the Dodgers can't have that because Tarek Skubal on the Padres in October. If the Padres get their shit together, they look like shit right now.
They're just signing dudes for defense. They're just keeping them off of other teams.
I hate to tell you this, but that is honestly what AJ Preller's been doing for like 10 years.
I know.
He has been making signs and trades just to keep the Dodgers from getting him half the time.
He should worry about the Arizona Diamondbacks because they're a scrappy little organization.
Are very scrappy. But here, like I wrote this tweet just about a week and a half ago because there's someone named Barb McQuaid who I don't know, but she wrote out a tweet that really bothered me and irked a lot of people because on the surface, this is what a lot of fans are yelling, but this is not accurate. This is why baseball needs a salary cap. It's going to stink when the Tigers trade Skubal to the Yankees or Dodgers because they can't afford to keep him. Well, that makes no sense because trading them to the Dodgers or the Yankees has nothing to do with finances whatsoever. Nothing. Literally zero. Also, I wrote this. The Detroit Tigers ownership owns the Detroit Tigers, Motor City Casino Hotel, 2 major entertainment venues, significant real estate in downtown Detroit, the Detroit Red Wings, and Little Caesars Pizza. But Tarek Skubal, just too expensive.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate that. Glad. I feel like I got my answer, and it was well delivered.
No, and you're not wrong. Like, they can afford them. They're just not gonna.
They're just not gonna.
I just know what's about to happen.
They're just never going to. And
By the way, San Antonio's up 11-5 to start so far.
Yes. By the third quarter, nothing's going to matter because the fourth quarter is all that matters in NBA. Media corner. We have a couple of quick hitters. These are one that's annoying me, one that made me laugh. But we'll start out with this AJ Brown stuff. For whatever reason AJ Brown seems to be a magnet for media drama in a way that like, I'm like, yeah, I guess he's kind of dramatic, but like not that much. I feel like we read more about AJ Brown, and this is the Philly effect. Philly whines so fucking loudly and so hard that like you
really
cannot
does.
avoid them, right? So this is originally this is an awful announcing Mike Florio kind of thing, but AJ Brown becomes a victim of bad aggregation as outlets accuse AJ Brown of leaking to the media. Now I've been seeing this, and so I followed up on it. So he was talking to Marie Taylor, and she prompted him to talk about what he meant when he said he was a villain in the media. And he said, I wouldn't say a villain, because some of the things that were done, it was purposely to give us a push. So he was talking to the Eagles media. He said, I know if I said something in the media, it's going to propel us to work on it, because now everybody's talking about it, you know? So it's like are we going to fix it or not? We can't keep saying it's the standard, and we're not trying to truly get better. So essentially what he was saying was, I will say things to get my teammates to focus on the thing. I will say it to the media. That quote was taken out of context by many aggregators and outlets, including the NFL account Dov Kleiman, which I cannot believe still exists, the New York Post, Barstool Sports, and Trey Wingo. Many of the aforementioned outlets accused Brown of leaking stories about the Eagles to the media. But as Mike Florio fucking pointed out, which he's 100% correct, what Brown did was much different. Brown did not leak anything to the media. He criticized his team on the record in front of reporters for everyone to hear. His name was attached to these critiques. And this is you and I like a media story where we can talk about media literacy.
Yeah.
Pulling that thing, he said, I would get on the podium with my face and my words and say on the record in front of cameras to reporters, these are things I think we need to work on as a team. I will say things to the media so that my teammates hear it and they know now they feel they have to be accountable to it.
Yeah.
They say all kinds of headlines. I found them. AJ Brown admits to leaking things to the media about his Eagles teammates. I cannot handle this shit anymore. That's not a leak. A leak is an anonymously sourced, on the lowdown, you don't know where it came from and it's not supposed to come from you, to a reporter who then says, I gleaned this information from a random source. Or even more succinctly, sometimes it'll just end up in a headline and you don't know where it came from. Those are leaks. Saying something fully on the record with your name and face to a fucking room full of reporters is not a leak. That's literally just you on the record. Oh my fucking God, Cody. Oh my God. The amount of like media
Mocha, what do you
bullshit.
think of that? That's some shit, right? That's stupid, right?
They're not leaks.
They're not leaks. It's not a fucking leak.
I mean, it's just,
As you're saying,
I don't know what to say other than we are so fucking stupid. I'm
But like, I
exhausted.
feel bad for fans because like at this point, I see the stuff that goes out where it's like he admits to leaking whatever. And if you're somebody who watched ESPN back in the day and you see Trey Wingo say that AJ Brown admitted to leaking something, you're going to be prone to believe it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, it's weird. So he would go to the podium, put his face and name on it, and demand accountability, which is what we really always request people to do.
That's such a good point. That's such a good point.
And now he's getting shit for it. Leaking is just it's so fucking stupid. So stupid. So fucking stupid, Tanya.
And so that's my point.
Human race
is, like,
doesn't deserve to make it. That's what I think.
and-
I think our robot overlords deserve to take us over.
And where the fuck is this is where I really hate local media, and I'm not blaming this just on Philly. A lot of local media is like this.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you right now to
I
say,
mean, it's
listen, guys,
fucking- oh yeah.
say what you want to say about AJ Brown. There's some other stuff that's been actually
leaked.
actually leaked around AJ Brown recently
Fucking exhausting.
that we cannot necessarily confirm nor deny.
It's just
Where are you to say, hey guys, there's enough misinformation going around. What we can't do is categorize people saying things on the record in front of cameras to reporters as a leak.
it's just so fucking stupid.
I'm so fucking tired of this. This is the kind of stuff that gets people confused, and then down the line, I'm this happens all the time, by the way. And like I'll be in my TikTok comments, and they're like, this happened to me last night. They were like, I can't believe Jalen Brunson said that thing about Trump, and I was like, what did he say about Trump? Because I knew, I was like, he didn't say anything about Trump. That's fucking front page news. That's like ESPN headline right on notification on my
Just
phone,
so
right?
exhausting,
And,
man.
and then he comes back an hour later. He's like, it was a false quote.
So here's the thing. Remember, like, I will always say finding, actual information has always been relatively difficult. Always, relatively.
Sure. You have to put in work.
But I can definitely tell you how much easier it was 4 years ago.
It was easier a year ago.
But no,
it's
like,
getting really bad.
I remember very specifically, it was when I was working at Fox Sports 1, halfway through that year, and that's when the sale of Twitter happened to Elon Musk.
Oh.
That was the
It
moment.
ruined everything.
That was the moment when information became impossible to attain, and everything became an echo chamber cesspool.
I actually could probably do a full like video rant. Maybe I'll do this on my when I launch my Substack about taking away the blue check mark from reporters
it
did.
absolutely ruined everything. It made everything impossible.
It was really, really bad. Like and it sounds kind of like self-serving as somebody in the media, but like when I tell you the way it immediately changed the landscape of news sharing and information and misinformation and disinformation, which are two different things. It was so swift that it took me a few months, a media professional, the only thing I've ever done, to start understanding how I could get information.
Yeah, it was
To your
very difficult.
point.
It was exceedingly difficult,
Yeah.
and that was the moment where really everything really drastically changed for the worse. That's where somehow we became, honestly, as a species, became frighteningly dumber.
Yeah.
Like almost overnight. It was almost like we became idiocracy like that. And it's been truly, truly awful to watch and be a part of.
Well, in that vein, our next media story is it's the result of AI, Cody. I'm not going to bury the lead. This is AI shenanigans.
Yep.
Now, I watch a lot of English football, so I am very up on who's on the English World Cup team. Their names were put up on a giant screen before their friendly with New Zealand, which took place in Tampa, of course. And some not so eagle-eyed fans, because it doesn't take a fucking genius to know this is wrong, noticed that 10 of the 11 names were completely switched around. First one, Jordan Pickford, that's their goaltender. That's a regular ass dude. I know Jordan Pickford. He plays for the team I root for. The next 10 names were a bunch of dudes whose first name and last name were a combination of two different players. Some of them only had one name. So currently playing according to this graphic, on the English national team is Harry.
I love Harry.
Just Harry.
I love Harry.
Now his last name is in there, but it's next to, who is it? Ollie. Ollie has his last name now, okay?
Nice.
There's just Cobby.
I love Cobby.
Cobby.
Cobb.
Just Cobby. And there's a very famous player named Jude Bellingham. You ever heard of him?
No, I've not actually.
So Jude Bellingham, but then there's Jed Spence. But we've got Jed Bellingham. So that was close, right? So we've got all these very, very famous, very, very fucking famous players.
Yes.
And one has to wonder, how does this happen? Well, it's quite obvious. Some lazy motherfucking intern at the stadium put these names into a ChatGPT template and said, make this into a graphic. And rather than act normal, ChatGPT was like, you know what? Sometimes soccer names only have one name. This guy's just Harry. And just switched all the fucking names around. We live in the stupidest timeline.
Sure do.
I could make that graphic right now.
On Canva within 5 minutes.
There's 4 minutes on the clock in the game. 4 minutes and 35 seconds. I could have it done by 4 minutes and 20. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, Cody? I mean, it was funny, and I will call him Harry, and only Harry, for the rest of his life. His last name will never be uttered to me again. That's
doesn't have
very,
one. He's
very
like
fucking
Madonna.
funny. Yes.
It's like Seal.
It's just Harry.
Yeah.
It's Madonna. It's Seal. It's Cher. It's Harry.
It's Prince.
It's Prince. And it's also then Harry again.
Yeah.
But like, where I understand that there are some people who feel like ChatGPT can help them write a cover letter or like whatever. And now, granted, I don't need that, and I'm a professional writer. I'm very good at these things. I would prefer people hire me to do it because I can fucking do it for you in just about essentially the same amount of time.
Yeah.
But whatever, I can get why you would do it. But to write down names in a template?
You see, the funny thing is, I think there is such great use for AI in these type of scenarios. For instance, there is a way to use AI to do this. No, hear me out. For somebody that doesn't know how to actually make that graphic, you can learn step by step on how to make the graphic
What do you mean
yourself.
who doesn't know how to make the graphic?
No, say you're somebody, say you're a dumb intern and you lied that you're proficient.
No intern could not make that graphic. Anybody who has been alive in the last 12 years can make that graphic. There are actual
Tanya.
Mocha, you can see the
Tanya,
rundown, right?
Tanya, I'm just saying one
Okay.
can make the graphic
Hold on.
if they don't know how to, if they ask ChatGPT how to make the graphic.
It'll
give 'em a step-by-step
My boomer mother could figure it out.
Yes.
Mocha,
Yes.
how young do you think at this, like, what's the age of the cutoff of kids who wouldn't know how to put names into a basic Canva template?
I'd say probably like, I don't know, 16.
Yeah, perfect. So if you have the skills of a 16-year-old, you can do it. I simply do.
You're giving a lot of people credit.
I mean, I don't know.
It's copy and paste.
Yeah, it can be.
No. What do you mean can be? What do you mean can be? Are you not?
That's a TV
Hold
graphic. You got to make it look at least somewhat
It's not a
professional.
TV graphic. It's a graphic in Stadium on the big board.
There you go. You have to make it look professional. That person clearly didn't know how to do it. They should have gone on
No, Cody.
ChatGPT and be like, "How about this? Tell me how to make this, and I will do it myself."
I have a question.
Yes,
Did you make this graphic?
I did not make this graphic.
Are you getting a little bit sensitive? Do you know how to use Canva?
Yes,
Okay. Are you sure?
He does.
Are you sure?
I put together all our fucking graphics. Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder. I am starting to wonder.
But if I ever have a
complicated
question
than
about
it is.
something, making something on Canva, sometimes I'll go in like Gemini. I'm like, "Hey, how do I actually make this?" And it'll give me a step by
You
step.
could just ask me. I got you.
Well, occasionally, like when I needed to like make a background a little more transparent, I wanted to pick certain things and other things. I learned how to do that by reading on Gemini and how to do it, and it gave me like a 3-step thing that just simplified my
Yeah,
day.
couldn't you Google the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
But
just
that's what I'm
Googling
just doing.
steps,
But that's literally what I use AI
Yeah.
for.
But AI is integrated into Google.
It is now. It is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So it's basically the same fucking
It's the same
thing.
thing, right? You're just
I just use Gemini as my search
you're
engine
just
now.
learning the steps.
Yes. I use
Right.
I use ChatGPT. I use Gemini is what I use.
Yeah.
But when I use it to learn things, and usually it's to learn a skill.
Right. That's clearly not what happened here.
No, I'm just saying this person could have used it to learn the skill. Instead, they used it this way, like an idiot.
Yeah, they could have used it, or they could have just been alive in 2012.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'm trying to help the kid. You're sitting here shitting on this poor intern.
I don't know who did it. I'm just assuming it was.
I am too, and I'm trying to help this child.
Okay.
God.
Well, either way, it's Harry forever. All right, we're gonna go to hills we're dying on. We're gonna be a little salty, I think. I think we're both a little salty today in terms of where the hills we're dying on.
I'll go
Guess we're gonna
first.
find out.
I'll go first.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I have an issue, and it goes in case you haven't known this. So I was a professional baseball player for 11 years, and there's nothing. And this
What?
Is, yeah, no. And hear me out. This is where I completely sympathize with all you lady folk.
Okay.
Because nothing is more absurd than getting mansplained baseball to me.
Mm-hmm.
Usually by fucking guys whose fucking credentials include coaching their fucking 8-year-old.
By the way,
That's it.
that's a more credentialed person. That's one of the higher end people you could deal with on the internet. Yeah.
It's absolutely staggering. Staggering. And you know what they really hate? And you do a good job of pointing this out to me, because I'm like, I just don't get what the fuck. Because I take away this, God, there's nothing that a sports fan hates more than someone who knows absolutely what they're talking about. Because that doesn't fit usually their fucking weird vibe of some sort.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense to me. You pointed out quite astutely, it's not that. What they hate is they hate that you know more than them, and that you know more than them, which also is fucking insane. Like, why do you hate an expert in something being an expert in something
And telling you
and
that-
telling you, because
yeah.
here's the thing: when I'm telling you, I'm not doing that because I have a fucking ego about it. I can give a shit. I play professional baseball. Cool. It really isn't honestly that big of a deal because I looked at it as a job. And it was a 9 to 5 for me. And honestly, it didn't pay me nearly enough money that I would have liked it to. And I have a lot of problems with my career. A lot of things I love, a lot of things I'm very happy and proud of. But a lot of things I'm like, shit needs to be fixed in that fucking god-awful system. And that's why I'm so much on the players' side on all of these things. Because the system is so fucking awful and tailored to destroy players. It's fucking insane. That being said, yeah, like it's so wild to me. Because when I'm trying to explain these things to fans, and I'm trying to tell them that, and then I give them my credentials of what I am and what I've done and why, it's so you, one, letting you know that I have a perspective you simply do not, and also, motherfucker, like, I'm trying to teach you. Like, I'm trying to make you learn, make you a smarter and better fan if at all possible. And that's okay to learn shit from someone who fucking knows the answer.
And
It's baffling.
And by the way, let's say the person remains disagreeing with you. They can just say, "Hey, from like I heard Tom Brady say something the other day that part of it was right and part of it I disagreed with, right? Like part of it, like his takeaway, the thing he took away from the objectively true fact he was stating was something I disagreed with. So I was typing that in and I was like, listen, he's Tom Brady. I'm just someone who's worked with a lot of NFL players.
Yeah.
But I think this is like maybe the part that he's taking away that he's kind of missing, whatever. Now, if someone comes at me and says, listen, you don't know more about football than Tom Brady, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody alive, outside of maybe Bill Belichick and Andy Reid, knows more about it.
Probably.
Right? So, okay, boom, fine. But I was like, I know my space. I know my place in here, which is like I could be a go-between somebody like Tom Brady and your average fan. I'm somewhere far closer, to an expert in that space, right? That's the great thing. And now, some people can still disagree with me. But just respect the fact that this is a very well-informed decision and then take that forward for what it's worth. You're talking about like the first thing that will happen when I tell someone, like if you want to see someone call me a dumb bitch quicker than you've ever heard in your life, watch me tell somebody I have talked to and worked with more NFL players than you can name off the top of your head.
Yeah.
I've said that to a couple people who I've had to block so quickly because they went from 0 to fucking die, you dumb bitch, faster than you could take a breath.
Yeah.
Just because I said I've worked with more NFL players than you could name off the top of your head. I'm not the one. You don't have to agree with me, but don't say I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? That's always, as soon as you bring up the resume, because they take it as so you think that you know better than me?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are paid for your opinion.
We need to qualify right here that there are certain opinions that are genuinely more informed and qualified. Does that automatically make them valuable? No. What I'm telling you is that there's an element to this conversation that features an imbalance.
Yes.
Right? I'm not going to respect your opinion as much as you care about mine, right? You know my name, face, and you're here on my account and you probably follow me. So right there, we're already at an imbalance because I don't know who the fuck you are, right? So
it's
right
out
there,
the gate.
what are we doing?
Yeah, by the way, this is all stemmed out because of the play between Max Muncy getting in a collision with Ildemar Vargas. By the way, I played against Max once. I don't know him well. I think I've met him a couple times. I know Ildy a little bit because we played together for 2 years in the Diamondbacks organization. Great guy. And the play, if you saw the play, right?
Yes.
So the collision at
you
first
and I
base,
watched it
was
together,
ugly. And this was all stemming from that. And the argument was like, oh, dirty play by Max Muncy. No, it wasn't. Well, stupid play by Ildemar Vargas. I'm like, yeah, kind of, but no. It was just more of just a train wreck. And it's also very solvable. And I was explaining whose fault it was. Pitcher didn't get over.
Right.
Problem solved there. But here was the other problem. That this just shouldn't be a case because Major League Baseball should just do the double bag thing at first base and call it a day. And my point is, it would just solve a lot of problems. And honestly, the fact that it would cause less collisions at first base would only just be an added benefit. And the amount of old heads like, this isn't Little League or softball, and it just turned into some weird sexist like, no, that's for chicks. We're not pussies here in Major League Baseball. And it's all these fat fucks who have never played baseball a day in their lives. And I'm just kind of like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't know what to say other than a bag that's in foul territory is just a smart idea.
You're just saying a fact. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you're just saying people are arguing an actual fact.
It's just the weirdest thing ever. And then somebody tried to make the argument, it's like, well, why don't they have it at every base? Well, you run through first base. You don't run through the other bases.
They don't,
And
they don't actually know that. But when they realize they didn't know that, rather than saying, "Damn, I didn't know that," because
they double down
Right.
and be like, fuck you.
which I do think we could, and that's why I've done a better job of when I'm arguing with people online to be like, if someone admits that they didn't know something, or if they sort of back down a little bit, I try to be like, oh yeah, no, I get it,
Okay.
like whatever.
Now we can
right?
have a
Like,
conversation. But
okay,
like,
cool.
But here's the other thing, like Major League Baseball, like, so the first baseline, right? Do you see that box that's in foul territory? That's supposedly where you're supposed to run. Yeah, where's the base? It's in fucking fair territory.
Yeah.
So I can't run in foul territory and then not hit a base. I have to hit the base, which is in fair fucking territory.
Hey, we all remember what happened with the Alex Rodriguez slap.
And every single time you see a guy always get called out for fucking runner interference. That's not runner interference. He has nowhere else to fucking go. He has to go to the bag.
Unless you slap the ball.
And
Then it's
unless you
runner.
slap the ball, and that's runner's interference.
Or unless the runner slaps the ball, and that's
But here's
tagger's
the thing.
interference.
You put the bag in foul territory, guess what? He has a lane. No problem.
And
Everything is literally fixed.
Hey.
Oh, and also less collisions.
Hey, and by the way, solid, like I never even realized, my ADHD brain never even realized until we talked about it, that like, why wouldn't they have the softball thing in baseball? Like for some reason, my brain never connected it to like, oh, they could have that in baseball. I've been watching these softball games with Chris. He fucking loves softball. And I'm like, wait a second. You're right. Like, yeah.
So instead, we got just guys running into each other for no fucking reason.
And then guys running head first into a brick wall because Cody disagrees with them on the internet.
It's just like, I'm sitting here just like, I don't get it. I'm not saying you have to agree with me, but you should probably take my opinion into account when we're talking about baseball, the thing I dedicated my entire life to and did
I
professionally
don't know why
for
it's
11
so
years
hard to say
at
like
the highest levels.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why it's so hard to say like, hey, like I respect your like the authority that you have in this space. I just happen to disagree on this.
Yeah.
I don't understand. There are people who I agree with 80% of the time, and 20% I'm like, man, I don't see where they're coming. But they have doctorates or they're PhDs or they're like, or they are professors or whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, if I disagree with them, maybe I'm off. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's whatever. Maybe I'm a dumbass. Maybe they're just off on this. But at the end of the day, they are highly qualified to have this opinion. And that's also okay. That's it.
That's it. That's the hill I'm dying on. Guys, throw out your ego when you're fucking
Yeah.
talking to professionals in their field.
Right.
Oh, it's
Mine's
amazing.
actually like not, it's like kind of in a similar vein, which is the hill I'm dying on is you're actually allowed to have fun and create community and still be politically very activated and very engaged. This seems to be a hot topic. After I remember this happening last year, but I wasn't at the conference last year. It happened again this year, where a bunch of creators on the left, on the political left, from your classic sort of centrist liberal all the way to like extremely progressive, all the way to leftist, we're all in a space. And we go and we learn about how to advocate, how to, interact with these specific spaces, how to create advocacy and political advocacy within our all of our respective niches. We create connections with each other. We network with each other. And then we go out and during the after party of all these things, connect more and network more. Now, don't know if you've ever networked. Don't know if you guys have ever networked.
I have.
But in every single fucking industry I've ever heard in my life, the real networking happens when you're out having drinks, having a few cocktails, having a little basket of mozzarella sticks, whatever it might be.
It's at a bar, it's at a golf
That's
course.
where the networking really happens.
Every time.
During the day, we're doing courses. We're doing seminars. We're listening to the people who are experts. We're talking to governors. We're doing the thing. And then later we're like, hey, and so what is it? Okay, like, well, and you're doing the networking. There is a segment of people on the internet who've decided that when they see creators out taking selfies together, having a good time, going to karaoke, that we no longer give a fuck about the government. It's actually all performative bullshit. We're getting paid to be there because we're shills and we don't actually give a fuck. We're posers. The real people who do the real work are apparently in basements yelling at us on the internet. They're the real ones doing the real work. We're frauds. We're the frauds that are out having a good time. I'm going to be so fucking for real. I would love for you to get out of your basement and, I don't know, have a beer and like get your dick sucked or something, because I don't want you to be miserable. I don't want you to be friendless. I don't want you to be communityless. I don't know why you want that for us. But the life of somebody who is making it in any sort of industry right now where you're also doing content is incredibly difficult. It is incredibly difficult. I am not currently, personally, right now, even financially stable myself. If it weren't for the fact that I was in a relationship, I would be struggling. And even then, things are not great. I am not getting paid by the fucking DNC. I am not getting paid by anyone. I would love to be getting paid by somebody. No one's fucking paying me. So do not come for me and having some level of joy around creating community and connections to maybe eventually be able to be paid so I can keep doing the good fucking work that I do, because I do fucking excellent work. The one thing I'll say about myself is I do really fucking good work, and I get told about it every single day. I have people tell me every day how much it matters to them. And you're going to come in and tell me that you saw a picture of me or I was taking selfies and now you don't buy my shit? My entire career is here where it is. The fact that I don't have a job, the fact that it's difficult to get paid is because I fucking say what I say. Is because I advocate for what I advocate for, and because I stand on my fucking business. I stand on business every time. And so I will die on the hill that you can shut the fuck up when you see people who are advocating for the things that you say you believe in, and they just happen to be having a good time while they're doing it.
Let's be real clear. The people that are mad, and this is just true because life is still high school.
Jealous.
They weren't cool enough to be invited. The end. That's all it is. And I got nothing else to say to you. And if that's the case, by all means, I'm sorry you weren't invited. That being said, get cooler.
Oops.
I got nothing else.
Guess
Get
so.
cooler. By the way,
Or
you
do better
bitching
work.
about it doesn't make us want to invite you to the party. Also, I also want to point that out. Doesn't make me real inclined to be like, you know, let's throw an invite out to that one. No.
And then,
it means you can stay home.
Cody, then they do the like, I didn't even want to come to your stupid party anyway.
that's
You're
cool.
lame. You're actually lame. You're like actually a Democratic shill. You think I'm a Democratic shill? You think I'm a Democratic shill? Oh my God, have you met me? Nobody in any political space likes me. I would love for somebody to come to me and be like, I'd love to pay you to fucking talk about something you believe in. No one wants to pay me for my beliefs because I don't play anyone's goddamn games. That's why I'm here yelling on a microphone to you rather than sitting in a Fox Sports studio. Believe me, I could have played the game. I could have played the game and stayed at Fox Sports. I could have played the game enough to get myself to a place where I was unfireable, taken a little less money, said the right things, done the thing, or I could have gone over to Apple Sports and worked for my friend and continued to work for the man. I'm here. Shut the fuck up and let me go to my goddamn cool parties with cool people, okay?
Sorry, nerds.
Sorry, nerds. I'm cool and poor. Bye.
Listen, we're cool people in the sports world. We're cool,
Listen.
but it can
All
be
I
quite taxing.
All I have is that I'm cool and hot and have good opinions. I do not have money. Let me live.
Yeah.
Okay?
All I got is cool arms and a beard.
And exactly. Let us have what we have.
That's all I got. Like I got jacked arms and a sweet beard. And, you know,
Good shirts.
Hereditary alcoholism. Thanks,
Good.
man.
Same. Good shirts, by the way. A good closet of shirts.
Thank you. I do try to dress well.
As well.
I do try to dress well. That is
And a solid glasses
Oh,
collection.
these old things, Chalk Marie Maj. Thanks for noticing. These ones are these as you know, these are Yves. They are my personal favorites. I wear them most often, but I do have a new pair on the way.
Are they one of the ones that are heavy and made out of mammoth bone or whatever?
It's buffalo horn, and no, it is not made of buffalo horn. That would have been an extra $1,000.
Okay.
But I do have a pair of buffalo horn glasses.
you do,
But I got the same model, but not in buffalo horn.
You got the dupes?
I got the regular ones, and they're not as big as my buffalo horn ones. I got the XLs because I figured if I'm going in, I'm going.
You got to
all
get the
in.
XL buffalo
But I gotta
horn.
say, like I only wear them on special occasions.
Yeah.
But when I wear them, I wear it. And
Yeah.
you've seen them.
I've
Like
seen them.
I've worn them on the show
Anywhere?
once.
Yeah.
I will wear them again. No, don't you worry.
For a special occasion.
For special, I only rock those very specifically for special occasions.
Yeah.
Like if I'm wearing a suit, I'm likely wearing
Okay,
those.
perfect.
Yeah, because they're too fucking cool.
They are cool. I agree.
I love them. Fucking love them. You know what they are? They're called Ocean. And the little inside baseball. The reason they're called Ocean because they were specifically made for the movie Ocean's 11 for Elliot Gould when he was at the
Oh,
pool. with those big
yeah.
glasses.
Iconic
It's
glasses.
It's those glasses. So I ordered
Okay.
I ordered a black pair of that because I wanted have another black pair. And I'm like, well, I need to get those in black.
That's actually
because I
pretty
want to
sick.
wear them more
Yeah.
often.
Yeah. That's pretty. That's pretty sick.
Because I am getting old and I am Jewish, so I should have old Jewish glasses.
You got to have old Jewish glasses. Yeah.
I need a pair of like daily
100%.
driver old Jewish glasses. bud.
100%.
I want to look like Seymour Cohen, my grandfather, for
Yeah.
the rest of my life. Well, he didn't have, he didn't shave the head, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
No, I mean, still the same as old Jewish aesthetic. Yeah.
Driving around Cadillac, gigantic glasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way life should be.
All right. Well, once again, Cody, we yapped too long to talk about
did.
the bloody sock.
We did, but we had a lot of things we had to get off our chest. What can we say?
Yeah, I mean, I talked a lot. We talked a lot of baseball too, and somehow we still did not hit on the bloody sock of it all.
Well, we also have an NBA Finals game we have to go watch right now, which,
Yep.
of course, right now, as we stand, the San Antonio Spurs are up 10 points, but again, 10 minutes left in
Yeah,
the
you guys
second
don't
quarter.
even get it, but we have a jumbotron in here that we're watching this on like we're at a bar.
I'm
When
actually
we-
watching it on 2 separate TVs
Yeah,
right now.
like currently I can see it on both angles. It's
pretty sweet.
You guys, we're cool. We are.
We may be poor, but we're cool.
We may be poor, but we are very cool.
Well, that's it for us. We'll see you on Thursday.
Also, fuck Kurt Schilling.
Oh my God, fuck Kurt Schilling. God.